Welcome to another Byte client interview. My name is Lee Mokri. I am the founder of Byte Technology, and today I'd like to introduce you to Britany Vinson. She is the founder of Tome Catering, which has been a Byte Technology client for about a year. Her background's in corporate catering, where she launched her own catering business, which then morphed into retail and restaurants, and then has pivoted again into unattended retail using the Byte Technology platform. She has grown into a number of locations and talks about how Byte has helped her weather the COVID storm and continue her business through these challenging times. We had a great conversation, a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy. Great. Well, thank you for joining us again. And I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about your business and how you got started, where you are today, and why you got into the unattended retail space. Does that work?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hello. Yeah, my name is Britany. I worked in restaurants for 10 years. About toward the end of that, I ventured off and started my own catering business, and it's Tome, and it's actually an acronym: Be Ordinary Made Extraordinary. So it's the first letter of that word. I truly enjoy cooking with a passion, taking ordinary food and making it extraordinary. We actually, for last 5 or 6 years, we've catered, strictly catering, honestly. Whenever we moved into our new building, we had a drive-through, and at first, before COVID, catering was 70% of our business. Drive-through was only about 30%. And so I had also, ventured into the idea of, okay, how can we feed people that don't get to leave for lunch, that don't only get those 30-minute lunch breaks. And that's when I stumbled across Byte, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing technology. I can put, the homemade food, made from scratch food in here. And it helps us feed those nurses or those business owners that can't leave, because I've never, in the 15 years I've been in this industry, I've never had a lunch break. And so that is how we stumbled across, Byte. Whenever COVID hit, it was actually perfect timing. We actually had our first machine in-house ready for it to go into the hospital. Our since then, our business model has actually flipped to where we're actually 70% retail, drive-through, take and bake type food versus only 20 to 30% catering right now. And so it's been a godsend, to give us other avenues to continue to make money so that we can continue to sustain ourselves, pay payroll, buy food, and continue to feed our community. We make wraps and broccoli salads, regular salads. We make homemade chicken spaghetti every week, and we do a rotating menu, so it works out perfect with the Byte machine, that we're able to, take our weekly menu that we serve through our drive-through, our family or individual meals, and actually put them directly into the machine and have it in different spots all over the community.
Mm-hmm. And you're in Lufkin, Texas, correct?
Yes, sir. Lufkin, yes, sir.
Lufkin, and you've got 2 locations. And when you say you've had these drive-throughs, I know that was only 30% of your business pre-COVID. Was there ever any dine-in?
Yes, we did try dine-in. We actually have a venue attached to our kitchen, and so we did do dine-in. We called it grab and stay, where you
Mm-hmm.
could grab food and still stay. It didn't work because right when we tried it for a little while, and then our location is not the best. We're more of like, where people, you have to be intentionally coming to get food,
Mm-hmm.
and so on a quick lunch break, this isn't the best location to come, and so it didn't work for us. We do have tons of restaurants where it does work, but just where we're at right now is something that we just decided to stop, pre-COVID. So
Yeah, sure. So if you're out of the way a little bit, something like catering or the Byte Technology platform makes a lot of sense, where you're pushing your products to your customers rather than asking them
yes, sir.
to come to your restaurant, even though a drive-through is pretty convenient. So
Yes,
you
sir.
mentioned a hospital. I know you have 3 Byte refrigerators. You've got one in a hospital, one in a gym, and another in a workplace.
And yes, sir, at a workplace. Yes, sir.
Good deal. And in that hospital location, you've seen success because of the 24-hour nature of the
Yes,
operation there.
yes, absolutely. That's been the best site for sure.
Yeah, and I assume it's limited right now to only patients and staff in Texas. Is that right? So
Yes, sir, it is.
you should see even more of an uptick once COVID is behind us, hopefully, and people can start visiting the hospital as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah, oh yeah, we've had nurses come up to, especially the night crew. They're the ones that I seem to be the most grateful, because at night here everything closes at 10, and then they only get a 30-minute lunch break. So they've been like, we've sent thank you emails, thank you cards. People have been sending us just saying thank you so much for, thinking outside the box and bringing this to us. This has been a godsend, and so it's pretty awesome to see that we're able to still feed the multitudes in a different way. So
Yeah, that's really cool. And thanks for doing that. Yeah, in some hospitals, morale is there's a challenge because of the
Hmm.
hours that they're working and the risks that they're taking. So something like this is a big benefit to them.
Yep.
And how I know you stumbled across Byte Technology pre-COVID. What was the thinking there, and how's that kind of evolved over time?
I actually got an email. Somebody sent me an email out of the blue, and I was like, okay, this, and then I just emailed back, and then end up getting on a phone call. And I guess my pre-COVID, my mindset was, I know, I'm trying to think, like, I remember, oh, that's what it was. We weren't able to, like, we have, just our location was, is a lot of the reason why I was looking into how can we get to other sides of Lufkin without having to, build another building.
Hmm.
And so it was an opportunity. When I started doing the research, I was like, this is pretty cool because I have also ventured into the vending business as well. Me and
Okay.
my brother had a couple of vending machines where we just stocked it, with junk food and stuff like that.
Sure.
And so I had a little bit, my feet was a little bit wet in knowing that, okay, this could be a good venture to seek into.
Hmm.
But what made us different is that the fact, number one, that it prevents theft because that card, the card reader and the system that you guys have set up. But
Hmm.
then also we can make homemade from scratch food, and it's not junk food. We make our own teas and lemonades, and like all of our microwavable food and all the cold food that gives people that want to have a healthier lifestyle. It gives them something to eat in a hurry as well.
Hmm.
So it was a blessing because it's easier for my team. We can make a cook for 100 to 500 people easily, and we can just add on to what we're already doing. So that was my goal, to continue to keep everything streamlined in both of our locations across the bite machines. We do the same menu across the board, and we just make more of everything that we're already doing.
Hmm. And with those relationships that you had pre-COVID from the catering side, I'm sure those may
Mhm.
open up as additional Byte locations as well,
Yes.
where catering may not make sense because they have so few people in the
Mhm.
office, and having a Byte fridge could be a win for them
Oh
once
yeah.
they're back in the office. How is I was looking at your LinkedIn before our meeting here, and I saw that you were working at the University of Missouri, I believe, at
I did an
Aramark.
internship there. Yeah, so I did an internship there.
Okay, prepping food for students and staff
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
And you've done a lot of schooling in the
Mhm.
food space.
Mhm.
And how was your transition from working in more of a corporate structured world to going out on your own as an entrepreneur?
I love the freedom that I have working in entrepreneurship. I think I got paid to learn how to run my own business when I was in the corporate world. And so I'm thank God for that time that I had, the 15 years that I was in the industry. But it also taught me that I love, like, I'm a visionary. I love the fact that I can think outside the box. I can come up with creative things, the opportunity to empower other people, make them. I have a girl that is completely over all of our vending machines. She comes in every day. She get and she stocks, pulls all the food she needs, and she goes and stocks them all every single day.
Hmm.
And so I'm able to empower her to actually be a leader and teach her basically how to run her own business.
Yeah.
And so I love the opportunity that I have as an entrepreneur to, grow other people, but then also just bless the community, by feeding them, just good food, that you can't normally get, through a fast food drive through.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a real opportunity there, and a growing need for it. And my last question is, how do you see kind of Byte's platform evolving within your business over time?
I think it's going to be huge. I think the biggest thing, the hardest part about this industry is so labor heavy. We have to, I can't, cut labor any other way because when we're hand cutting chicken, we're hand cutting bell peppers, there's so many aspects as far as, the people that I do need. The good thing about Byte and what it does, it allows us to make money while we sleep. And so that is going to be, I think, instrumental in being able to help me keep this going in the long run. Because we're only stay young for so long, and so I think that's where it's going to become, where it's going to be instrumental in helping my team. I can still keep my 4 people staff, and then kitchen staff, sorry. And then we're able to cook for all of the different machines, and we also are able to give people the individualized food that they need right now that's COVID safe, and then they can eat on their own time. It just gives a lot more freedom than you can, if you're trying to hurry across town and get in a drive through and then try to make it back to work.
Yeah.
But I think we're excited about, the relationship that we have with Byte and the growth potential that it has, for our business, and for those that are, that seek to grow as well. So
That's great. Believe me, we are excited to be working with you.
yes,
Certainly.
thank you.
And you mentioned you're able to sell food, make money while you sleep. That's an interesting point because a lot of clients that we work with, Aramark is one of them.
Hmm.
use our technology to supplement their cafes in hospitals where the cafe may close at 7 p.m. Those third shift employees and nurses and staff need some source of food, and most of the restaurants in that area are closed overnight. So a platform like this and a service like yours makes a ton of sense.
Yes, sir.
So thank you very much for your time
Thank
and
you.
working with us, and I'll be in touch.
Awesome. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate it.